Today, I want us to look at the natural treatment for diarrhea in chickens, causes, symptoms, and solutions. As we know, over time, antibiotics have been the primary treatment for diarrhea in chickens. However, just like in humans and other animals, bacteria and diseases causing microorganisms have developed resistance to these antibiotics. This has made it increasingly challenging to manage diarrhea using synthetic medication. So in this video, I will introduce 6 of my best natural treatment to help you treat and eliminate diarrhea in chickens. I will also provide precise measurements for adding these natural remedies to both chicken feed and drinking water. Additionally, I will break down the different forms of diarrhea in chickens, the causes of diarrhea in poultry, key symptoms to watch for, and I'll also give you preventive measures to minimize the risk of diarrhea. By understanding the root causes of diarrhea, we can take a more effective approach to both prevention and treatment. So let's look at the causes of diarrhea in chickens. Diarrhea in chickens can be caused by multiple factors, but at the core of the issue is disruption in feed digestion and nutrient absorption. There are several factors that can contribute to this disruption, and these are: number one, infectious causes. And one of the infectious causes of diarrhea is bacteria. And the examples of these bacteria are Salmonella, E. coli, and Clostridium perfringens. Number two, viruses. Viruses are also a major cause of diarrhea in chickens, such as Newcastle disease virus, infectious basal disease virus, and avian influenza virus. Also, parasites are also a major contributor of diarrhea in chickens. Parasites like Coccidia and roundworms, which damage the intestinal lining and interfere with the nutrient absorption. So these are the 3 infectious causes. Let's now look at the environmental causes and how we can manage this issue. So number one, when we deal with the environment, we are talking about litter. So when we look at litter, for litter to be part of the cause and one of the factors to cause diarrhea in our chickens, that means that litter is contaminated. So we don't need litter that is wet or dirty, because that litter harbors bacteria and molds that can cause infections. So now let's look at the other point which contributes in environment issues, that is overcrowding of chickens. So you have to know that chickens don't have to be overcrowded, because if you overcrowd the chickens with high stocking density, it increases the stress and the spread of diseases. So overstocking of chickens is also part of the factors that contribute to diarrhea in chickens. Number two, another environment factor is poor ventilation. Poor ventilation leads to buildup of harmful gases that affect gut health, and those are ammonia. And the moment you enter your poultry, you find that when you enter your poultry, you find like you can't even breathe in properly. So if you can't breathe in properly in your poultry house, that means your chickens as well are having it difficulty to breathe. Those are part of the causes because they will affect the gut healthy. So let's look at now a number 3 point, which is the nutritional factor. So sudden changes in diet, a rapid shift in feed composition can cause digestive upset. So this is why when we are changing from starter to grower, you have to make sure that you don't just let starter finish completely. You have to mix starter with grower so that there is that gradual change in the diet of chickens, so that your chickens don't have that rapid feed shift. So you have to make sure to avoid this, you have to make sure you have your starter feed mixed with grower feed. Also, bacterial and fungal contamination. As we know, spoiled or mold feed can introduce toxins into the gut. So we have to make sure that we don't have feed that is having a fungal contamination in our chickens, especially if we have kept feed for a long time, especially when we put feed in a place which is moldy, where there is moisture, especially in rain season. I've noticed this, and I had this challenge before. I lost some money sometimes back because of this fungal contamination of feed. Because for me, I know this is dangerous to give chickens if your feed has moldy and it has changed color. Those who have experienced this, They've seen it before. Like, you keep your feed, especially when you stack your feed in advance. In rain season, I don't advise people to stack feed in advance unless you have a proper place where you are keeping your feed. Last time for me, I tried by all means to keep my feed safe. I had to put boxes and boxes, but my feed got fungal contamination, and I ended up throwing away that seed, but that feed, and some of the feed I gave it to some marketeers because some of it was okay, so I gave it to those who sell at the market, my customers, that's those who come to order my chickens, so they had to use some of it, but for me it was a loss. So make sure you keep your feed at a place where there is no moisture. Also, incorrect feed structure. Incorrect feed structure, chaos feed, can irritate the intestine, while overly fine feed can ferment too quickly in the gut. So in the gut, especially for those who make their own feed, that feed, because it's not pelleted, so sometimes it get fermented very fast because it's very fine. So this is when those people who are making feed, those will make their own feed, make sure you don't have your ingredients overly, like they are too fine. No, make sure they are at least a good big particles so that they don't ferment very fast in the gut. So now let's look at our number 4 point: developmental and metabolic disorders. Some chickens may suffer from genetic or metabolic disorders that impair digestion and make them prone to diarrhea. So now we want to look at forms of diarrhea in chickens. Diarrhea can take different forms depending on the underlying causes. So number 1 is indigestion related diarrhea, caused by poor digestion and absorption of nutrients. It is identified by indigested feed particles in the chicken's dropping. So you will notice your chickens that the feed is not fully digested. So that related diarrhea is indigestion. That means there's a problem with the digestion of your chickens. Number 2, wet litter syndrome, characterized by imbalance between liquid and solid fraction in the feces, leading to excessive watery droppings. This can result from high water intake, poor feed quality, or infection. Number 3, infectious diarrhea. This is the most severe form, often linked to bacteria, viral, or parasitic infections. Toxins and metabolites released by pathogens cause damage to the intestinal walls, leading to severe diarrhea. Let's now look at the signs, symptoms of diarrhea in chickens. To effectively manage diarrhea, it's essential to recognize early signs. Some common symptoms include loose or watery droppings, discoloration in feces, e.g. greenish, yellow or bloody droppings, weight loss and reduced appetite, dehydration, dry combs, sunken eyes, lethargy, feathers loss or tattered feathers around the vent area, weakness and reluctance to move. If left untreated, severe diarrhea can weaken the immune system, making chickens more susceptible to secondary infections. Let's look at the preventive measures for diarrhea in chickens. While natural treatment can help manage diarrhea, prevention is always the best approach. Here are some key measures to keep your chickens healthy. Number 1, vaccination. Vaccinate against common poultry diseases that cause diarrhea, such as fowl typhoid and fowl cholera, especially those who are keeping layers and the local chickens like me. Number 2, mycotoxin-free feed. Ensure all feed ingredients are free from moldy and fungal contamination, which can introduce harmful toxins. Number 3, biosecurity measures. Maintain strict farm hygiene to prevent the introduction and spread of infections. Disinfect feeders and drinkers regularly. Number 4, proper treatment of specific diseases. If a disease like fowl typhoid is diagnosed, treat it accordingly to eliminate diarrhea as a symptom. Let's look at the best natural treatment for diarrhea in chickens. So number 1, the best treatment of diarrhea in chickens is electrolytes. These are supportive treatments. Diarrhea causes fluid imbalance in chickens, leading to dehydration and loss of essential minerals. So electrolytes help restore the acid-base balance and replenishes lost ions. Let's take a look at a preparation tip. Mix a homemade electrolyte solution and administer it alongside other treatment for better recovery. Apple cider vinegar is acidic and acts as a natural probiotic, promoting the growth of beneficial gut bacteria while eliminating harmful ones. And the dosage is: add 3 ml of apple cider vinegar per liter of drinking water. Cinnamon powder. Cinnamon has a natural antibacterial and antifungal properties that help control diarrhea. And the dosage is: add 6 grams of cinnamon powder per kilogram of chicken feed. Oregano essential oil contains covacro and thymol compounds that combat bacterial infections, and the dosage is 1.5 ml of oregano essential oil per liter of drinking water. My best and the favorite is aloe vera gel. Aloe vera is 98% water, making it excellent for dehydration. It also contains bioactive compounds that strengthen immunity. Dosage: add 25 ml of aloe vera gel per liter of drinking water. Number 3, this is also one of my favorite: garlic powder or juice. Garlic contains allicin, a powerful antibacterial agent effective against Salmonella, E. coli, and Clostridium. And the dosage is: mix garlic powder or fresh juice into the feed or drinking water for added immune boost. In conclusion, diarrhea in chickens can stem from multiple causes, including infectious, poor diet, and environmental factors. By recognizing the symptoms and early implementation preventive measures, you can reduce the occurrence of diarrhea in your flock. When diarrhea does occur, natural treatments such as electrolytes, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, oregano oil, aloe vera, and garlic can help restore gut healthy, rehydrate the bed, and eliminate harmful bacteria. If you found this information helpful, click on the video on the screen now to learn about how to use bitter leaf in your broiler chickens so that you can also eliminate other diseases in broiler chickens to keep your chickens in top condition. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. And make sure you watch these other videos that are showing up on this screen so that you can also have a knowledge on how to use garlic and bitter leaf into your broiler chickens. See you on the next video. Bye bye.